It's all about the dollar around here. Either way it go, we gonna make it. Or we gonna take it.
You been rewarded for all them times you was faithful. I held it down because I know my God able. We all look different, but don't matter, we free. One nation under God, I don't know what you believe.
Jack.
What's up?
Just did a lot of talking.
Yeah, what's up?
A lot of understanding real quick.
What's up?
You know, so we can work from the positive on back if you just want to, you know, be an open book from where you are now. Then we can play it back to how you got there.
For sure, man. Right now, you know what I'm saying, I'm all about just progress. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get as much information as I can. Family man, you know.
How many kids?
I got 2 beautiful daughters.
One of them sitting right over here.
Yeah.
On everything.
Yeah, that's it, man. Me, I'm just about progression, knowledge itself, getting as much information as I can, whether it's spiritual, whether it's law, civics, you know, something that's going to help the people progress. You know, all information can be used as good information. It's all about the intent and the intent of the individual with the information. So I'm big on that. You know, I'm big on just whatever it is to make myself better, make my family better, make the people around me better. That's where I'm at right now.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's real spill. On my mom, I feel like this kind of like Black TV, but I'm black and this is my first interview.
Nah, don't diss Vlad. I'll give you an edge on Vlad, man.
Yeah.
You more authentic than Vlad, man.
Yeah, we already know it. Man, all right, where all this knowledge come from, though, bro? You're very wise just to, you know, have all of this knowledge sitting back. Your experiences had to teach you something. As long as you look like an avid reader, I can tell a reader.
For sure.
Because I'm a reader.
For sure.
You know, so how you attain this knowledge?
Just sometimes, man, just going through life, when it seems like it's hard, when it seems like you don't know which direction to go, you know what I mean? Like you by yourself, them be like the best times in life. You know, you forced to get some information in order to make your conditions and your situation better. And for me, fortunately, I was put in one of those situations where I was alone in prison. You know what I mean? I didn't have my close friends that I grew up with. I didn't have the people that I even committed the crime to go to prison with me. You know, I'm in a whole nother city around people from all over the world, you know, and at a distance that my family can't come see me, you know, so that eliminated everything that I was accustomed to, everything that I was comfortable with. And I had a decision to make. Either I'm going to adapt to my environment and become like the people around me, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to try something different. I'm going to do something different to make my situation better, the people around me better, and make myself better. So when I get up out this situation, you know what I'm saying, I can do something productive. And that's where I was at, man. I hit rock bottom, bro. And I had to get some information to save my life. I'll put it like this. When you're going through school, right, kindergarten through 12th grade, say you make it through school and graduate, that's 13 years, all right? Me personally, I did just shy of 13 years in prison. I look at it like I went through the total duration of school and didn't make nothing out of it. You know what I mean? By the time I was 18, I caught my case. I'm looking at 20 years. I just graduated high school a couple months ago. You know what I mean? So I didn't get it right the first time. So I had to go back through school. Did 13 years in prison. You know what I mean? But I made it school while I was there.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
While I was there, I made the decision. And it wasn't like as soon as I got there, I decided like, man, I'm finna get some information. Nah. As soon as I got there, it was the same things I was doing on the streets. It took me to literally hit rock bottom. Ran into some good brothers, like you said, that seen some good things in me. And the words that they using, man, it just pulled on me. I never heard it before. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up in no religion. In fact, I wasn't no religious person growing up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come from a religious background, religious family. Nature and science. That's all I need. Whatever somebody believe in, you know, to me that's personal. I would never sway anybody away from what they believe in. I would never try to convince anybody. As long as it's working for you, as long as it's making you a better person, as long as it's making the community better, you know, I'm for it. I try to get away from the titles. Religious game banging. That's all it is. Religious game banging.
Religious game banging.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I don't like identifying with a specific religion. Somebody might discriminate against that and won't listen to me just because, you know, I identify with this. So I study nature laws.
Right.
I study science. Everybody can relate to that.
Right.
Everybody could walk outside right now and see the sun, moon, and stars. So the more things that we find ourselves in common with, the more easier it's gonna make for us to be able to build together and grow together, instead of focusing on the things that separate us. What got me to committing bank robberies or robberies in general, trying to sell drugs? It's just like any kid growing up, you know what I mean? That's struggling financially, coming up in. I was born in Washington Gardens. I done lived in every project, hood, rough area there is in Elkhart. So coming from that, coming from a single mother that's struggling, you know what I'm saying? I wanted money, bro. That was like, I wanted money. These kids today grow up in their rooms, shelter, playing video games all day. It wasn't like that back then, you know? Like, I was outside. I was an outside kid, playing sports with the neighborhood kids, running around. And ultimately, it just, you know, when you get a group of kids together who ain't got nothing, we trying to get something. And that's what led to it, man, you know? And I wanted some money, man. I wanted to help my family. I hated seeing my mom struggle. It was things that I wanted. And that's what led to it. That's what led to me kicking it off like that, man. Once I got the money, I didn't know what to do with it, you know? So I did what I wanted as far as helping my family, helping my friends, buying the things that I want. Guess what? Money gone. I gotta get it again. You know, so I'm stuck in a cycle. There's nobody here to help. There's nobody here to assist. So I'm doing the best that I can. And this is, in my mind frame at that moment, this is the best that I can do. Now, knowing everything that I know now, you know what I mean? It's sad. Kids that I grew up with was raised like that, but we didn't have the guidance. We didn't have the information. You know what I mean? And it just keep repeating itself until somebody step in and decide, you know what, I'm finna alter it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give the kids, or I'm gonna give this person what they need in order to be successful. And all it is information. I'm gonna give you a prime example of that. At 18, I caught a bank robbery case, right? Before I was 21, I was in prison. Caught the case at 18, went to prison at 19. Before I was 21, got indicted for another bank robbery case that I did prior to the first one. So now I'm sitting in prison, not even 21 years old, with 2 bank robbery cases, right? Call myself trying to get some money. When the whole time, bro, that knowledge that I got while I was in prison, today, I just left the bank. I just got a $70,000 loan from the bank. Damn. 2 days later, went back, got another $70,000 loan from the bank. Why? Information. You know what I'm saying? So here it is, I wasted.
Put me on that.
Here it is, I wasted 13 years of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I made a decision at 18 to rob a bank. Well, all along, if I would have had the right information, I could have went in there and got it. But I didn't have no direction. And it's really that simple. And the earlier you get started, you know what I'm saying, the better off you're gonna be. It ain't nothing like no movie.
It's real life.
You know what I mean? For one, like I said, I'm in survival mode. So Like, I'm looking at the bank like, pray. You know what I mean? Like, man, I ain't gonna say nerves, but anxiety, you know what I'm saying? I'm sweating. Like, I ain't never watched no movie that made me sweat. But the decision making that goes into it, like you were saying, no, I didn't have the right information. I really felt like this is the best decision that I can make to get what I wanted to help me and to help my family. That was my sole motivation right there. You know what I mean? And I was gonna do it. It wasn't no deterring me from that. Wasn't nobody finna talk me out of it. You know what I'm saying? Police wasn't finna stop me. Like, if they was, it was gonna have to kill me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the mind frame that I'm in. And that's what it was. You know what I mean? And nothing about growing up in poverty is playtime, man. You never get comfortable there. It ain't that I won't speak on nobody else. I won't speak on nobody else in a negative light. A lot of co-defendants. Like I said, I got 2 cases. I lost some close friends during our whole ordeal. Well, 2 of them ended up getting killed by the police trying to commit bank robberies. And that was an eye-opener too. But at the time, back then, you don't think about things like that. It don't really matter. If it go down, it go down. Not thinking about the consequence. I'm in survival mode. So I'm gonna get it by any means. And if anybody get in the way of that, it is what it is. That's the sick mindset that I was in at that time. Unfortunately, some brothers of mine still had that mindset and continued doing the things that they were doing, and it cost them their life. I love them brothers, man. Good dudes. You know what I mean? R.I.P. Debo, man. R.I.P. Showboat. You know, love them brothers. You know what I mean? Still got co-defendants that's still locked up from our cases. Free Young Money, Free Marshall. You know, it's a lot of good dudes that's still locked up. It's a lot of good dudes that's out here doing positive things. For the ones that's still out, you know, that caught the cases with us, that's on something positive, I keep in contact with them. You know what I mean? I support them, love them, talk to them all the time, talk to them every day, you know. For the ones that's not, I keep my distance in order for me to continue on the path that I'm going. I want to say this too, I don't have no ill will towards none of my co-defendants, you know what I'm saying? Even the ones who told, I don't have no ill will towards them. You know what I mean? Because we passed that. I'm not out here hunting, looking for nobody to cause nobody no harm. You know what I mean?
Right.
What you did to me, it hurt you more than it hurt me. Because it actually made me a better man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you got to live with that every day. You marked. You got the mark of the beast. The streets talking about you. You know what I mean? Your kids going to look, they going to be talking about you. You know what I mean? And what you did. So that's enough as it is in itself. You know what I mean? I don't got to do nothing to you, man. A lot of people got that misconstrued. Like, a lot of people think they catch wind of the stories of, you know, who telling, who not telling, and oh man, somebody tell you gotta go do this, you gotta go put some work in on them and all that. Man, you live in a rap video, bro. You living in a fantasy world.
This isn't what this is about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what world.
We didn't come together to work out the details about that.
That's what people be on, though.
That's the last thing.
I can't afford it. I can't afford to go back to prison, man.
The civics and the law library education that you attained, how are you going to be able to give that to an 18-year-old Jack out there? It
starts with, first of all, he gotta want it. You know what I mean? It starts with the conversation, though. So, prime example, 18-year-old, you know what I mean? I see him out here, and I approach him, whoever it is, you know what I mean? And check his temperature, just, you know, if he all riled up and he into whatever it is that he doing, I let him be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's the 18-year-old kid struggling, you know what I mean, in poverty, he done made a lot of bad decisions, but he come to me, I'm not gonna give him no BS though. You ain't got to go rob nobody, bro. Take a little time. I'm gonna show you how to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you how to build credit. You might have to get a little job that you don't like for a little while, you know, but that's the sacrifice that you gotta make. It's a stepping stone, you know what I mean? Where it don't matter what you do, man. Your reputation precedes you. who you are as a man, how you conduct your business precedes you. So if we got enough common sense to just sit here, man, and know that everybody in this room right here, bro, came from a woman, right? That's the foundation that we build upon. Because on this physical world that you can see, I don't care how religious you is, how into God you is, that's fine. But if you not treating the woman good, you know what I'm saying, who's the closest thing to God that you gonna get because she brought you into this world, then how you gonna treat God good? How you gonna treat your kids? How you gonna treat anybody or anything good if you constantly disrespecting the woman? We destroying each other. So the moment that we can put aside our differences and start, it don't even gotta be a lot of us, bro. It don't, man. It don't even gotta be a lot of us. It could be a mighty few to get it started. And you know how we is, man. Once we see somebody doing good, we follow on right up, you know. So it just take a few good men, you know what I mean, to get the process rolling.
Yeah.
And I mean that.
Talking about respecting women and everything, and I ain't respecting mine because I gotta go pick her up from work. Straight up, man. I appreciate
man, we could do a part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As long as we talking about that, bro, I'm in. But I ain't gonna waste my time though.
Right.
You know. So for anybody that hear this, listen to this, anybody who got a glimpse of my story or anything like that, or heard of anything that I'm doing now or have done, and they want to know, you know what I'm saying, you can hit me up.